This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Friday, September 29th, 2006, and this is episode number 159 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from mgmstudios.org. On the panel today is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Hiya, buddies.
And we also have Mr. Mike Scopa of mouseplanet.com. Welcome, Mike.
The cosmos, a universe of good and evil, where a small group struggles to bring freedom to the countless worlds of despair. A ragtag band led by the infamous Captain EO.
Well, that was a real tough one. It helps when you mention the name of the attraction in the in your intro.
I gotta take it easy on you once in a while.
And we also have with us tonight Dave Marks, who is the co-author of the Passporter's Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Dave.
Hi there, guys, and everybody else out there.
And today we're talking about MouseFest 2006, which is running from December 3rd through December 11th of 2006. We're finally getting around to it. I know we're only like 8 months away, but we're actually getting to it. And the MouseFest website is at www.mousefest.org, and you can find all the information over there you'll need for this event in terms of a listing of who's going, different events going on, and registration, as well as the ability to sign up for the newsletter, see old stuff, all the information you need. We're going to assume you have been there or you will have gone there already, and this will be more of that'll be the reference, and we're just going to go right into the event. So, Dave, let's start off by telling us what the history of MouseFest. How did it start? How did we get to this point?
Well, there are many intermediate steps along the way. The first step pretty much was Disney, value season, Christmas decorations, and a bunch of people on the web saying, hey, let's get together and meet. That was about 11 years ago for the RADP group, and I think the folks at some of the other active Disney groups in those days, like CompuServe, were also meeting. And those meets just got bigger and bigger every year. And different communities started to pool their resources. Passporter community, for example, became part of the RADP meets for a good number of years. And the same thing with what used to be the Dollarless group, which is now Mouse for Less. Lots of people meeting. And one day, a few years ago, I was sitting down, and Deb Wills was sitting down, and a few other folks were sitting down over at the Crew Cup over in the yacht club, saying, okay, guys, so what are we going to do next year? And we came up with this idea of having a grand meet, bringing together all the internet communities and lots of authors and webmasters and all sorts of folks all together in one place, in a very happy place for everybody, because everybody's going to be there anyway, and this just makes it that much better.
Great. And with MouseFest this year, the first part of MouseFest actually begins at sea with the Disney Cruise. Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about the cruise portion of MouseFest?
Well, we're going to be on the Disney Wonder on the 4-night sailing that immediately precedes the land portion of MouseFest. And we got a whole passel of events. There's a separate cruise schedule. We've got, listed about 240 MouseFest people attending, and probably there are even more out there who will show up somehow or other, which is a pretty nice contingent for a single little cruise in the middle of December when everybody's supposed to either be working in their retail jobs or going to school or something. So on the cruise, Deb Wills will be there, Steve Barrett from Hidden Mickeys will be there, Jennifer and myself from Passporter will be there, and lots of other folks. And we'll have all sorts of things to do. We'll have meets and greets. It's really nice to meet and greet on a cruise ship because you can just say, okay, let's meet down in the Promenade Lounge before dinner.
Sure, makes sense.
It makes life really easy. Okay, let's meet in the Promenade Lounge after dinner. Okay, let's meet in the next lounge a little while later after that.
Yeah.
It's fairly convenient. We'll be doing all sorts of fun stuff at Castaway Cay. There'll be some folks will go para cruise sailing, whatever, the
parasailing,
parasailing, get nice shots of the ship from overhead. Some people will be going to there'll be scavenger hunts and hidden Mickey hunts, and we'll be at the Bon Voyage deck party and having hardly enough room to get everybody together into one place. But yeah, we'll be doing all sorts of fun stuff. And if you are going to be on it's the thing that we really should say about MouseFest. I should say about MouseFest, since I've got the microphone here, is that MouseFest is open to everybody. If you're going to be there, you're in. We ask you to register so that you can get the email newsletters and things like that, and so that we can keep you up to date on all the fun on the cruise and on land.
And registration is free, David. You should mention that.
Registration is free. Everything is free. Almost every event is free unless you have to pony up something to pay Disney, like your Disney park admission, or to pay your fair share of an Illuminations boat or that kind of thing.
Right.
But pretty much, some people, and a lot more, every year more and more people come just for MouseFest. But a lot of folks out there who are hearing this might just happen to be at Disney World or on the cruise with their family for their regular trip, and they just, they're saying, okay, well, that's all well and good, but I can't get away from my family vacation with all this stuff happening. Most people who do MouseFest for the first time come to only one or two events. You come when it's convenient. You say, bye, honey, watch the kids for an hour. I'm going to go hook up with some of my buddies from the internet. And that's it.
And that always
Very
goes over
easy.
well with the wife.
Or the husband. Well, honey is definitely a neutral term here.
Exactly. So with MouseFest, let's go to the land portion, since the majority of the people going do go to the land portion. And there's a lot of events. And as I mentioned earlier, all the events can be found at MouseFest's website. We're going to go through some of the select events that we thought we have actually time to mention. And let's start off with the biggest event, which is, of course, the Mega Mouse Meet, which is on Saturday. What is that, the 11th?
Yeah, Saturday the 10th.
10th.
Yep.
Now,
9th. What are we talking about?
9th.
11th is Monday is the 11th. Okay, take two, folks.
Yeah.
On Saturday the 9th at 1 p.m. at either the Swan or Dolphin. We'll announce that pretty soon. And we're going to have a nice, great big room full of people with with every MouseFest person in creation trying to jam into one little tiny space and meet everybody else and get autographs and take part in podcasts and win door prizes. And, it's just thrilling.
It is a lot of fun. Mike Scopa, Mouse Planet will be there, which is, of course, your alma mater of sorts. And you'll also be there with the podcast. Tell the listeners some of your thoughts about the Mega Mouse Meet.
Well, I was there for the first one, and I'm sure that Dave will echo these thoughts. We never expected as many people as we did, and that was a Copa Banana, Dave. I think
yeah, the Copa Banana.
Banana.
Yep.
We'll go on the road. And
yep,
it was
the strangest little room with the at the Swan or was it the Dolphin, whichever.
It was one of the Swalfin, one of the Swalfins,
Yep.
and I believe we had something like 400 people show up, and it was very warm in there. And as soon as the day was over, we said to quote to take a quote from Jaws, we need a bigger boat, and so we moved over to the larger room the following year, and I think we moved into a larger room. And what's been going on is just amazing. The nice thing about MouseFest, especially the Mega Meet, is that it gives those people who are going to MouseFest a 2 or 3 hour window that they can go in one spot and see everybody who they probably would have a very difficult time seeing throughout the week, because there are so many events, there are so many things going on, that it's very hard to see everybody who you'd want to see. So if people want to come and see the webmasters, or come see the podcasters, or come see the authors, that is the best place and time to see everybody.
And of course, if you want to see us, a lot of people always want to say, well, when can you see us? This is a great opportunity because all 4 of us will be in the same place at the same time, so you're guaranteed to run into us at the Mega Mouse Meet. And Of course, that's important to some of our listeners. And like Scopa said, it's really just like a convention-esque feel to it, with everyone just having their own tables, and you go from site to site, and you can stop by and see people like Deb Wills, you can see Dave Marks, the unofficial guide usually has a table. Literally everyone has their own table there, and it's a lot of fun. And of course that's the marquee meat. Now let's move on to some of the other meats here, and of course the meat that starts it all, Scopa. Which meat is that again? There's like some sort of food involved.
Yeah, something called something
Wonka bar meat.
Pineapple, yeah, Wonka bar. Pineapple
I'll go to
treat.
that.
I think it takes place.
Mickey bar meat.
Mickey bar meat, yeah, or No Way Jose meat. Oh boy, that would be good. I believe on Thursday, on the 7th of December, at 3:00, at Aloha Isle in Magic Kingdom, in the Adventureland section of Magic Kingdom, we will have our Dole Whip meat, and it's open to everyone. And I would like to see about 100 people there. I think we had close to 70 there last year, and it's a great kickoff meet because everybody is all excited. Everybody has usually arrived by then, and it gets everybody ready for the next probably significant meet of the week, and that's the fireworks meet for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party that evening, and that's hosted by Deb and Dave Card of Taggle.com.
I remember the Dole Whip meet was my first meet. I went there not knowing exactly what to expect, and I saw Scopa, and Deb Wills was there, and I will definitely be attending that one again, although I'm not sure if my girlfriend is up for it again, but hopefully she'll make it there for the Dole. For ice cream, she can go for it.
Now, do people have to get a pineapple Dole Whip, or can they get one of the other alternate treats?
We shove it down their mouths, Dave. That's standard policy.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
I mean, half the stuff, you could just show up for it and never actually do what the event is supposed to be doing. I mean, you just show up to meet people, and that's half the fun right there. Oh, you're so-and-so from whatever site. Oh, and you talk to people. I mean, certainly it's great to have some ice cream in your hand while doing it, but certainly, like Dave said, you don't have to get the Dole Whip if you don't choose to, although Mike Scopa will give you a guilt trip about it, I'm sure.
It's an icebreaker meet. That's what it is, and that's the purpose. So that everybody, it's the first meet. Everybody's happy. They're in the Magic Kingdom. They're eating Well, they're not eating ice cream. They're eating Dole Whip. Dole Whip float. Actually, the Dole Whip float is what I'm going to have. So, yeah, I think it's a very, very appropriate time to go and meet everybody, and it gets you introduced to people who you're going to see down the road the next couple of days, and I think it's a perfect kickoff meet.
Right. Now, of course, some of us will have had 4 previous days of unlimited soft serve on the Wonder, but by then we'll be ready for pineapple flavored soft serve, because that's one thing you can't get on the ships.
Ooh. Write that down. Another reason not to go on a cruise.
No pineapple Dole Whip.
I know. It's very depressing.
The Very Merry Christmas Party is just one of those things. The Thursday, it seems everybody who goes to Mouse Fest goes to the Very Merry Christmas Party. And mostly, you'll find all sorts of knots of people saying, okay, well, let's all try to do dinner here, or let's try to do dinner there. But other than that, everybody's on their own for the Christmas party, except around fireworks time. And at that point, we just discovered that half the people at the park seem to be there for Mouse Fest, which is quite an amazing phenomenon. We have Mouse Fest buttons with the Mouse Fest logo on it, and it's a beautiful thing to just walk around the parks and see all these people with that wonderful little Mouse Fest button on their, on their thing there. It's a neat thing.
Yeah, I mean, you just wear button. It helps if you wear. I mean, certainly the stuff. I mean, if you wear, if you're part of this podcast, for example, you can wear a WDW Today shirt. But there's a lot of giveaways. I mean, I'm sure you'll have about 20 Mouse Planet buttons by the end of the trip. They just somehow get in your pocket, which is amazing to me. I don't know how it happens, but I always come back with like 10 Mouse Planet buttons, even though I don't want any. But
there'll be new buttons this year. New buttons. Scopa Towers.
Let's move on to some of the other events we can squeeze in here. On Friday, which is the next day, of course, the most important meet of the day That, of course, would be the Star Tours meet, which is being hosted by yours truly from 2:30 to 3:30 in front of Star Tours. So I expect all of our listeners to be showing up there.
Where are we going to be for that, Mike?
I'm not sure. I think I might be getting a root canal at that time.
Newell will be there videotaping everything. He'll be documenting the entire process.
It'll be on YouTube the next day.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my shameless plug of the day. Dave, what are some other interesting meets that are occurring on Friday?
Okay, well, Thursday is a Magic Kingdom Day. All the Mouse Fest events, for the most part, will be happening at Magic Kingdom. Come Friday, we're moving to Animal Kingdom in the morning and early afternoon, and then we're going to try to move the whole thing over to studios in the afternoon and evening. So in the morning, the first thing off is the traditional Kilimanjaro Safari meet, which Deb Wills has been doing for years and years and years. And we wind up taking over the queue, and they wind up loading 2 or 3 or 4 safari vehicles with us, and we take a huge group shot. And that's always fun. And we'll be bopping around from there to Expedition Everest and Finding Nemo the musical, and presuming it really does open as scheduled, and that sort of stuff. And then moving over to studios. And at studios, after the Star Tours meet, a little while after that, there's going to be Podfest 2006.
Oh, yes.
Hosted by Lou Mongello and Nathan Rose. And there'll be 19, count them, 19 podcast teams will be present at Podfest. So if you ever wanted to be interviewed with that many podcasters, they're going to be more interviewers than interviewees, no matter what we do.
And of course, we'll be over there. And another shameless plug for my Star Tours meet. It's right before it, and it's right next to it because you go from Star Tours to Backlot Express, where the Podfest is. It's very convenient. So
yep,
that works out.
And of course, any night at holiday time at studios isn't complete unless folks trek over to Osborne Family's Spectacle of Lights.
Oh, absolutely.
So we'll be doing that too. And so it goes.
And we've got a little bit, not too much time left. There are some other highlight events. Mike Scopa, why don't you take us through some of the other events that are remaining that stick out in your mind?
Okay. As we move into Saturday, of course we have. There's a big event that usually is held by Taggle.com. It's called Brunch at the Ball, and it takes place at 10:30, and it takes place at Future World's Electric Umbrella. And what a lot of people do is they go there, have lunch. It's sort of a large meeting place, and then everyone will then, after that Brunch at the Ball meet, would then go over to the Swan and Dolphin for the Mega Mouse meet. I can remember being at this meet and people running around looking for photographers to take photopaths of us, and always trying to get as many people in the shot as possible. I think they were always trying to break a record from the previous year. Also, something that I think should be mentioned is that in every park, every day that you've got a Magic Kingdom Park day, you've got a Epcot day, or whatever. I think it's well worth people to know that Steve Barrett's doing the Hidden Mickey hunt in every park, and that's something that you shouldn't miss because it's real fun. Because we usually can like if we do the Hidden Mickey hunt in MGM Studios, we get the whole tram for the Great Movie Ride, and it's just a lot of fun. Let's see what else is.
Chocolate Mousse Meat.
Chocolate Mousse Meat, which is after the Mega Meat, and that's at France. And I think it's hosted by Mark Goldhaber.
Your boy.
My boy. And, of course, Lou Mongello has a few trivia things. He's got a Disney World Trivia Family Reunion meet at 8 o'clock at the someplace in World Showcase. It's a casual gathering of everyone to talk about trivia and stuff. On this, let's see. There are
Sunday he's got a Trivia Fest.
He's got Trivia Fest. Sunday. Let's see what else is going on that people should know.
Okay, so I should say Epcot and Mega Mouse Meet is on Saturday. Sunday is Magic Kingdom again.
That's correct.
And following that comes Monday, which is Disney MGM Studios Day. Now, you're looking at the schedule right now and saying everybody's gone, but no, not everybody is gone. We have The RadP community recently joined MouseFest, and we have 24 events, including a full roster of Monday events, still to add to the schedule. So hold on to your hats, folks. There is a full Monday to come.
Now, again, for a list of all the events, with times, places, if you need to RSVP, it's all available on MouseFest's website, which will be in our show notes, of course, but it's also mousefest.org. And, of course, we encourage everyone to sign up for the newsletter and to register for the Mouse Meet. It's just fun to see your name up there. I mean, my name is on there. Mr. Newell's name is on there. Scope, I think your name is on there as well. I mean, just you can see who's coming, and it's always interesting to see. Register for the event. Sign up for the newsletter, all free things. We'll have links in the show notes to those. Dave Marks, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, please register. That way we will know how many buttons we have to make, or shudder at the thought that we're going to have to make that many buttons. It's just a great thing to do. It's a great way to meet people that you've never met face to face before, and it becomes something. It sort of gets under your skin. And this is going to be about the 8th year in a row that we've done MouseFest and its preceding events, and it's a great way to do Disney.
Dave, I appreciate you coming on the show and talking to us.
Well, thanks for having me.
And, of course, Dave is also, when he's not planning Nerd Meets, he's also the co-author of the Passporter's Guide to Walt Disney World, along with a couple of other Passporter's Guides, and you can check that out. We'll have a link in the show notes to Dave's website.
Disney Cruise Line. Disneyland.
Special Needs, you forgot that one.
Well, I didn't write that one. I just published that one.
Yeah,
and Treasure Hunts at Walt Disney World.
Well, there you go. All the shameless plugs for Dave you could ever want.
Shameless plugs.
Before we go today, we just wanted to remind our listeners that Mike Scope is raising money to fight breast cancer research. Mike, how's your effort going?
It's amazing, Matt. Right now, out of all those who are raising funds, my team, I have to call it a team because it definitely is a team effort. We're in third place out of, I don't know, it's almost 3,700 people who are participating. So I'm really proud of that, and I appreciate all the support. We're close to $2,000, and we're closing in. There's one more week to go, and I would encourage anyone who really has been touched by breast cancer to think about contributing to this battle. If you've already contributed, I thank you very much. And if you haven't and you would like to, all you need to do is go to the Walt Disney World Today homepage, and in the upper right-hand corner there's a little logo. You can click on that, and that will take you right to the donation page. And there are instructions as to how you can contribute to the battle. And I would appreciate if you would forward the URL to anybody who you think would like to help. And I appreciate all the support, and I'm looking forward to running in the race next weekend. Thank you.
Great. Well, that's it for us today. If you want to find older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. You can also email us at questions@wdwtoday.com. For Lantista, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and Dave Marks, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you at MouseFest.
On Saturday, October 7th, Mike Scopa will be running to help fight breast cancer. Please help Mike by clicking on the Race for the Cure link at www.wdwtoday.com. And thanks for your support.